I'd first like to introduce our mega panel for this evening, and the Aam Admi Party represented by Ashish Khaitan, BJP by Nalin Kohli, Congress Party by Ragini Nayak. Thank you very much. So we have three political party representatives there already. Siddharth Vardarajan, who has joined our election analysis panel, is also with Navika Kumar, our political editor, Sabha, political editor of Outlook, Kumar Ketkar with me in the studio, and Jaimruk, our psephologist. Ajoy Bose, that's Ajoy Bose. Ajoy Da is senior journalist there with us. Hartosh Singh Bal, senior journalist there. And that, I think, about completes our panel. That's why we call it a mega panel. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before we debate, I want to go through the numbers. Now, there are various things, the ways of looking at it. The first question, I'll just put a couple of questions for the BJP, because the BJP really will face the questions, is BJP's been on a winning spree since May 2014. That's come to a halt with a two-year-old party that quits government in 49 days. It means perhaps some people will say that the BJP cannot bank on the central government and Modi's government's experience alone anymore. You can make that a crutch. You can't make it the only issue. Take us through the numbers, Jay. Take us through the numbers very completely. First of all, we go through the POP poll of polls number for Aam Admi Party showed 43.
For the poll of poll number for Aam Admi Party is 43. For the BJP it is 26 and the Congress is 1. Very clearly it is a sort of the Aam Admi Party heading towards a two-third majority.
So the Aam Admi Party clear-cut winner with 43 seats represents an increase, as I look at those graphics, of 15 seats. Rise in vote share would be vote share of more than 15%, 14% from 2013.
Yes.
And the BJP, how much does it lose compared to the Lok Sabha elections?
The BJP is heading at about 39 or 40% of the votes. It's 7 percentage points down from the Lok Sabha.
Well, the BJP has lost 5 seats on an average on the poll of polls, despite an increase in vote share compared to 2013 of 4%.
Compared an increase in vote share of 2013 of 4%. However, the polarization in favor of the Aam Admi Party, almost the whole Congress vote moving there en bloc, ensures that the BJP does not gain in terms of seats.
So Rahul Gandhi hands over this election to Arvind Kejriwal because single-handedly destroys. What is the Congress Party average vote share that you have in your poll of polls?
The Congress Party average vote share is about 11%.
Right.
And the party is projected to anywhere between 0 to 2 seats.
0 to 2 seats?
Yeah.
Congress Party finished in Delhi?
Absolutely. It's a complete acquittal of space. They've just given it up.
Well, this is huge. And that entire space now goes across Kumar Ketkar to the Aam Admi Party.
Yeah, I think so. What AAP has done is actually taking votes from the Congress. All the Congress voters have shifted in, not only minorities and Dalits, but even the other people, even in the middle class, those who are voting Congress have shifted to AAP. It is not just pro-BJP vote which has shifted to AAP, but pro-Congress vote also has shifted to AAP. So it is as much introspection needed in the Congress Party as the BJP.
Well, you know, this is therefore the basis of our debate. What does it mean for the BJP? BJP made this. Let's open up to the debate now. BJP, Nalin Kohli made it all versus Kejriwal. This projected vote is a rejection of your rescue mission led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his ministers. Clearly, as far as I see, the projected numbers prove that Delhi votes differently when it comes to the Prime Minister as opposed to when they have to pick their own Chief Minister. So has the Modi wave been completely halted.
Mr. Goswami, there are 3 or 4 aspects to the way you have asked the question. Let's go one by one. The first point is that I think what's heartening is that election percentage of voting is increasing. For a city like Delhi, that's good news, and it's a good news for democracy. Let's go to the second thing on the BJP that you are saying. We need to wait to know what's the final vote share of the BJP versus the Aam Admi Party in this case.
We have it. You want some details? I can share it with you. Jack can tell you right now. Jack can tell you right now the final vote share for the BJP.
Well,
one second. We've done a homework on this one. The final vote share of the BJP is 37.5%, down from 46% in the Lok Sabha elections. The final vote share for the Aam Admi Party is 43.5%, right? Which is a vote share swing of 13.8%. You gain 4%. Aam Admi Party gains 13.8%. There's no comparison, sir.
Fair enough. No. So therefore, that's the important point. Assuming, because we still have to wait for it till the 10th, assuming that even if it's in this range, in that case, it's showing an increase of the vote share of the BJP, but a consolidation of all other votes in favor of the Aam Admi Party, which means essentially in a direct fight, we are increasing our vote share. That doesn't mean that it's a lock.
And you're
it's a loss
losing.
of the Modi wave. That machine is moving on its own.
So politics is relative.
Consolidation on the
I'll
other
get
side
Ashish Khaitan.
is working against us.
Politics
So
is
we have to
relative,
wait
Mr.
to
Kohli.
see.
Mr. Kohli, politics is always relative. You don't win in isolation, you don't lose in isolation. You win compared to another party, you lose
Life is
compared to
relative,
another
Mr.
party.
Goswami.
Ashish Khaitan, I'd like your response to Nalin Kohli's very interesting analysis out there, trying to present a positive picture for the BJP despite the exit poll numbers. Ashish Khaitan to Nalin Kohli.
See, I would take these poll projections with a lot of modesty. I would not like to comment on the numbers that you have, but I would like to say one thing. Over the last 8 months, we were under siege. We faced one of the most egregious, one of the most diabolical assault, and it was not an assault against the Aam Admi Party, and that's where the BJP faltered, and that's where some of the analysts who treated Aam Admi Party, the idea of Aam Admi Party, with a lot of cynicism and disdain. Aam Admi Party is not about one person, it's not just a party, it's an idea that has come to stay in Indian politics, which is politics will no more remain an exclusive club of top 1%. In politics, like in other fields, Aam Admi can also enter, Aam Admi will also fight elections, Aam Admi will also have a say in policy making and in matters of governance. That's the idea, and that's the idea that they were attacking. They thought they were attacking Arvind Kejriwal when they are calling him an anarchist, a rakshas, a bandar, a chor. It was not the case. They were attacking this very idea. And I think no matter which way the results go, this idea will triumph. This idea will triumph in this election.
Nalin Kohli raises his hand, and this is a question being asked repeatedly, Nalin Kohli. And if you look at the very language which is being used by Ashish Khaitan, the point being made is your entire picture and image of being an anti-elitist party compared to Lutyens Delhi-based Congress party has been snatched away from you. They have taken that away from you, and they are the new anti-elitist party. They are with the common man, you are the elitist. That's the picture being presented. It seems the people of Delhi has bought into it. Now it's Nalin Kohli's turn to respond to Ashish Khaitan.
Perhaps.
You
but
agree?
We can't know for sure till
You
the
agree?
10th. And number two,
you agree?
Therefore, I'm not going to accept it. If I look at it from exit polls, for most of the time that I've been in the BJP, and that's been for almost 12, 14 years, I've not really had the opportunity to see many exit polls in our favor. Yes, in the last 6-8 months, we've seen a lot of them in our favor, but not for the vast part of whatever my involvement in the party has been, or the BJP for that matter.
No, they are saying we are the people's party, you are the elite party.
The second act, this is a hypothetical. The Aam Admi Party is within its rights as a political party to look at everything the way they would like to look at it. Whether we agree with it or disagree with it, we will give a structured response when we know the final results. And we don't necessarily need to agree with the hypothesis they build themselves on.
You underestimated
them. The beauty about politics is, as you said, it's relative.
You underestimated
As you move along this road,
as you move on
this journey, how do you know many of their own hypotheses they may drop on their own way?
Nalin Kohli,
many of the things they did.
You underestimated them.
And in 1 year they have made so many changes. Why not we expect more from them?
But you underestimated them. Accept it today that you underestimated them. You underestimated them to the point of timing
the elections. In 2013, Mr. Goswami, everybody underestimated them. Everyone underestimated them, Mr. Goswami, in 2013. On 10th, we will know conclusively whether, based on today's exit polls, are we overestimating them or correctly estimating them.
Sir,
and we have to wait for the 10th.
One minute. I open it up to our panel. Let's get the other panelists also in. And the point, one second.
My point.
Let's look at,
just a point, Mr. Goswami.
Let's not forget the Congress participant.
Now, whether that spectacular startup has proceeded further, we'll know for sure on the 10th.
Sir, the fact is, this is very much in terms of its, it's a less than 2-year-old party, therefore very much in its startup phase. If this kind of a party manages to take on, you see, you have on the one side, you have the whole organizational skills of the Sangha Parivar. Have the formidable organizational skills of the Sangha Parivar more than met their match in the Aam Admi Party's volunteer network.
Mr. Goswami, despite the formidable skills of the Sangha Parivar, we've also lost elections. The BJP has lost more elections in its history than it has won.
Sir,
so I think that goes to saying
the BJP,
nor should any human being expect
I think Siddharth also wants to come in.
That's not possible.
Siddharth wants to come into this. My point is have the organizational skills of the Sangha Parivar, by which I mean in this case PM plus Kiran Bedi, plus cabinet ministers, plus hundreds of MPs, plus RSS affiliates. All this grouped together on one side. On the other side is the Aam Admi Party. the erosion of the institutional organizational might of the Sangh will be analyzed now. Yes, please, Siddharth.
BJP has, Arnab, the BJP has made a series of blunders. If you look at their electoral strategy from the start, the first blunder was to say, can we postpone Delhi election and try to form some kind of jugaad government? So they allowed 4 or 5 months to pass in this whole uncertainty about when elections would take place. Then they said, okay, fine, we're going to fight this as a faceless campaign, relying only on Modi. When the first Modi rally was a flop, they parachuted Kiran Bedi, neglecting another leader like, say, Harshvardhan, who might have made a big difference for them. And then when Kiran Bedi didn't work for them, they brought Modi back in. But this time, a vituperative Modi who tried to personalize the BJP's campaign, turn it into an anti-Kejriwal sort of an affair, which again didn't cut any ice. So I think that the BJP made blunder after blunder and fought in a fairly negative campaign. And on the other hand, you had the Aam Admi Party, which was off the mark, from pretty much the end of the Lok Sabha elections last year, roughly from the fall of last year. Aam Admi Party activists have been campaigning, have been getting a sense of what's on the ground and building the party, repairing themselves from the disaster they had suffered in the Lok Sabha election. And I think that at the end of the day, it's the Aam Admi Party's patient
I just
campaign
want to take a round.
which triumphed over.
I want to take a round here. Ashish wants to respond back to Nalin Kohli. I'll come to you, but I want to take a what? Yes, Ashish. Yes, Ashish. Quickly, let's move fast. Ashish.
This was also a comparison between two distinct styles of politics. One kind of politics which was completely dependent on a well-oiled election machinery that you switch it on 15 days before the elections. You put in a lot of money. You put in your entire state might, your entire cabinet, and you think that you will win the election. On the other hand, for the last 8 months, we went door to door, mohalla to mohalla, gully to gully, carrying out our message that look, this is what we will do.
Have to be very careful with these comments,
we were
Mr.
about the nuts and bolts of governance.
Why?
We were about the
Mr.
micro
Kohli?
issues, health, education, water, electricity, sanitation, waste management.
Khetan.
These were the issues we discussed threadbare for the last 8 months.
Why are you telling Ashish
on the
Khetan
other
to be
hand, they ran
careful?
a very negative campaign. They said that this election is about when you look from America and you look at Delhi, you see that, oh, this is how Delhi is. The people, when they step out of their home, they don't want to know what Barack Obama is thinking about Delhi. They want to know which party
Nalin
will
Kohli,
fix
you got it
water,
wrong, admit it.
electricity, which party will fix these micro issues.
Nalin Kohli, why are you telling Ashish Khetan to be careful? What should he be careful about? Pawan Verma, welcome. Pawan Verma, welcome. 1 second.
No, I mean,
Nalin Kohli,
nuts and
respond.
bolts about how. So I'll say it why. I'll point it out why. Because Mr. Khetan is in his rights to go ahead and gloat and say that these are all the wonderful
You're
things
saying
that we
he's
stand
gloating?
for. But when the underbelly also, which we've been trying to expose in our campaign, so I'm just simply saying, the underbelly also is there, so you should not observe this. When he talks about money power, we certainly are within our rights to just remind him that, we do know about the 2 crore rupees, which we call the Hawala at midnight.
Is that a threat?
That's what I was saying.
No,
Be
what do you
careful
mean
in
by
your
that?
enthusiasm, not to forget
2
the
crore.
allegations that have some substance
You have
against you.
spent 100 crores over the last 2 days just
It's not about 2 crores. It's the
Bharatiya Janata
principle.
Party has spent
Either you are a
100
thief or you are
in
not a
just
thief. If
newspaper ads
I
for the last
steal
2
1
days.
rupee from someone or I steal a crore of rupees,
Who are you calling
it
a
doesn't
thief?
change the fact that I am a thief.
Who are you calling a
therefore,
thief?
It's about the principle. It's
No,
not
who are
about
you calling a
amounts.
thief?
I said
Who
if
are you
I
calling a
steal.
thief?
I said if I steal.
No.
I said if I steal. I said if I steal
No,
1
no,
rupee
okay. I just-
or
You
if I
mean-
steal
you mean
100
that we
rupees,
stole that money?
it doesn't matter. I'm a thief.
One sec, Ashish
So as
Khetan.
far as I said, the principle, whether it is 2 crores or whether it is 200 crores, it doesn't matter. What we call Hawala at midnight, we stand by that.
Okay, so that's a bit of a past issue. I thought we'd moved on from there. Ashish Khetan will move it. Pawan Verma, national implications. Aarti Cherat and Ajay
I was
Bose.
just bringing
Let's
Mr.
get
Khetan
them
up to
into the
light.
debate.
If we
Aarti
go
Cherat,
back to
Ajay Bose and
campaign
Hartosh
issues,
Singh Bal.
I'll be happy to continue on campaign issues.
No, 1 second. 1 minute. No, 1 minute. Please understand this, sir. Please, before I go across to Pawan Verma, couple of points here. It cannot be denied, Ajay Bose, that the Aam Admi Party has been portraying a far more mellow image. Even when senior Aam Admi Party leaders are talking about AAP 2.0, that is less confrontational. When AAP leaders talk about dharna these days, it is prefaced with discussion and debate. Is there a remodeling of the AAP which has happened here? Ajay Bose.
No, that is what I'm noticing. There's a new humility in AAP. They are no longer, the only thing which I had against the AAP was the holier than thou posturing.
Yeah.
They've definitely toned it down, and it was very, very gratifying to hear somebody from the AAP saying that we will now concentrate on Delhi first, and then we will say where we go, but we need to consolidate here. These are really good words. If they just don't overreach themselves like they did in the, during the Lok Sabha polls, I can tell you this party, and I agree with Khaitan, that this is an idea. And that is why we all as independent journalists supported this idea. India is sick of netas. They want a new type of politics.
No, but this is also netas. No, let's not idealize them to the point where we begin to believe that they are not politicians.
I'm not, but they look different.
No, they may look different, but they're as much. They're hardcore politicians as much as anyone else.
They must live up to this image.
No, that's all right. See, nobody. I don't think we should mistake the Aam Admi Party for being an NGO that is being forced into politics.
Yes,
they are a group of politicians, hardcore politicians.
But they cannot become the same netas as the other parties.
Sir, they are a political. They are a political party. They are a political party.
They are a political party.
And that is something that's something that even Arvind Kejriwal understands here. Sabha wants to come into the debate. Yes, please, Sabha.
Arnab, I've been trying to say, why did the BJP get it so wrong? From what I know of the party, there are 2-3 reasons why it was so important for them to defeat Aam Admi Party. They were this little irritant. Look at the timing. The budget is just over 2 weeks away. Aam Admi Party articulates a kind of politics that challenges the entire growth development model as presented by Narendra Modi. And so it was important to crush this potential bug. But they suffered from that phrase called hubris, where you are arrogant with power, where you misjudge, you completely... The BJP, arrogant with power, hubris, that is what they suffered from. They didn't address, they just presumed that Delhi will come their way because of the figures of the Lok Sabha election, when 60 assembly segments in Delhi led, with the BJP led in 60 assembly segments. But why did they go for the overkill, which was politically wrong? There is, look at this, the way Obama came here, look at the way Modi was so enthused. He wore a suit with his name all over it. It was supposed to be his high moment. And a few days later, they're losing an election in an urban center where the Prime Minister's pictures are all over in hoardings. Every day newspapers come with advertisements worth lakhs and crores. And Nalin, it is really rich when the Bharatiya Janata Party has refused to allow right to information into your political funding. You have run the most expensive campaign in India's history, the 2014 election campaign. You submitted expenditure to the Election Commission which went over 700 crores. We do not even know who your funders are. And that is the estimated expenditure to the Election Commission. So really, this carrying on and on, put them up on a website. You were supposed to be the party with the difference. So all of this, people know when there is a genuine scam. The Commonwealth Games was a genuine beginning of the end for the Congress in Delhi. All of this little account that you've been shouting about for the Aam Admi Party, people have turned around and said, my God, what are they talking about? 2 crores. You just got it all wrong. Your balance in this election was all wrong. Because it is the public hai, wo sab janti hai. Public knows.
So the broader picture, the broader picture I want to come to. No, broader picture. I want to also get Pawan Verma and I'll go to all the panelists
Do I need to answer that?
No, Hartosh, you will answer it, just ingest it and you can respond together to everyone. I know you're possibly, Nalin, I know you're provoked there by what Sabha is saying. And what is a discussion without a healthy amount of provocation?
No, it's not
and the provocation is aimed at the healthy debate. The healthier the provocation, the healthier the debate. We all know that. The point is, Hartosh, has the honeymoon period...
It's not personal. It's a discussion. That's okay.
It's a debate. I don't do discussions. I only do debates.
Saying you're coming to me and you go elsewhere.
Pawan Verma, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. I'm coming right to you. Is this the end of the honeymoon period for the central government? And does this give, both for friends and foes, both within the party and outside, an opportunity to strike back? As in, is it an inflection point in national politics?
Of course, the sort of this myth of invulnerability, of political invincibility has been stripped from the Modi-Amit Shah combined. That poses opportunities for others to strike. The second thing is this whole question of the kind of image that the BJP projects. I think there was in this election campaign a statement by Amit Shah that sort of encapsulates how they look at their economic vision. They said the reason, Amit Shah said, the poor vote for the Aam Admi Party is because this is a party that gives them freebies and they are particularly susceptible to freebies. There was a certain contempt, there was a certain kind of messaging, there was an element of elitism. This is where they are vulnerable, this is where they will be targeted. You take away the myth of communication, the myth of economics that they are projecting, and suddenly they have to start answering questions. And this is what is going to happen in the elections that come up.
Pawan Verma, implications on national politics.
Well, Arnab, I think, Arnab, we must understand the national significance of what has happened. I think just a few months after a sweeping parliamentary victory, and after a few weeks after they had won the neighboring state of Haryana, here you have a situation where the ruling party, if the exit polls are to be believed, is trailing second to a localized party called the Aam Admi Party.
Yeah.
I believe the mirror has cracked, the halo is seriously chipped. And I believe, I don't know if the honeymoon has ended, but I'll tell you one thing. The BJP was suffering from the syndrome of invincibility. And the one thing that goes down to the people is that they are being taken for granted, and that oratory, promises, publicity and money can win any battle. But as Sabha just said, the public always knows, and its expectations go beyond merely the mesmerizing impact of transient oratory, the avalanche of publicity, the unaccounted use of money. People go beyond that. I think it's a very important lesson for the BJP and for all of India. Because actually what has happened in these 7 months is, there has been neither governance, promises have been betrayed, and we have truly a situation of social instability being unleashed across the country, and the common man wants to get on with his life and not live with the social instability.
So the argument put, I think we should give Anil Kohli an opportunity to respond.
I have one question for Nalin.
So many questions for Nalin. He's going to answer, and Ragini hasn't come to the
one
debate
question
yet.
to Nalin.
Actually, I'm confused which one to answer nevertheless.
No, I will ask one.
No, the basic point is a basic point being
No, but
made.
Arnab, generally was there overestimation of the RSS cadre strength?
Okay, point taken. Now all of this
And
together.
was there overestimation of Kiran Bedi's?
Okay, and Ragini, I'll come to you.
Kiran Bedi is coming into the game. Was it overestimated?
You know, all this, no, Ragini, I thank you for being so polite about this. I assure you I'm coming to you. And I have a few very fundamental issues about the Congress that I've been grappling with since morning. And we have been debating about, certain existential crisis in your party. And I'm pretty sure today that you will be able to answer me correctly on that one. Now, Mr. Nalin Kohli, it's you versus everyone. It seems everyone's making a simple point to you. That there was an aura of invincibility, which has been broken. Yeah. As he says, the mirror's cracked. As he says, the mirror's cracked.
I'm sorry.
Second, he
I couldn't help laughing at that.
Second, he says that the fact that Delhi was the Waterloo is significant because while it won't discredit your government or the popular mandate that it enjoys, a lot of our panelists are talking about hubris. Do you agree with these two assessments, Mr. Nalin Kohli, in the way that you need to introspect into your own approach, political approach? Maybe you presume there would be no opposition for a longer period than it has ended up being.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll try to make this brief.
Yeah.
But I'll try to cover them all up together in 2 or 3 things. Let's start from Mr. Ketkar's point about the overestimation of the RSS cadre or the efficacy of our leadership or anything like that. My point would be limited to weight as the opinion polls show an increase of our vote share. If that is so the case, and if we do not form the government, that also is an if. So therefore we need to wait for it. Then we know that we are still able to mobilize our voter, even increase it. But then when they are consolidating against us, because no party ever broadly is over the 50% mark, it's very rare. if you look at democracy, there is always a significant against you, but the party with the largest vote share tends to be the one which is at the number one position.
I don't understand
so therefore,
what
it may
you're
call for a
getting
change of approach. It may call for a change of strategy. It may also call for an approach of how do we go into the next elections. But we can't comment on it till we know the details.
No, but
Number two
I didn't,
is in terms of hubris, which everyone was raising.
The thing the BJP was always known for was strategy. Did you have a confused strategy to combat Kejriwal? Kejriwal had a well-thought strategy that saw him...
I'm coming to that.
Strategically...
Too much strategy.
Too much strategy. Pawan Verma, why do you say that?
Because the Congress had a high command.
Excuse me for
the
coughing
BJP has a super command, which makes the strategy without consultations.
It's okay. You make strategy without consultations. Nalin Kohli, we're requesting you to respond, but
Mr. Pawan Verma, you will excuse me, sir. Mr. Pawan Verma, you will excuse me. Given the situation in Bihar, perhaps there is a question of who is the command. So, let's wait and not go into all of this.
Exactly.
We'll know eventually.
Again, it's an
let's go back to the
overreach by
question
you
that you
there.
were asking in terms of hubris. Mr. Verma, I'm just taking the same rhetoric and answering it back with a tinge more, with an element of humor, if you would permit me. We needn't be so bitter about the evening. There's a lot ahead. So now you were talking in terms of strategy or confusion in Delhi.
No one is bitter, Nalin.
Yes, in Delhi we have taken a bold strategy. There's no doubt about it. By introducing Ms. Kiran Bedi as the chief ministerial candidate. Now, whether it has paid dividends or we were unable to capitalize on that, we can only conclusively answer on the 10th. It's impossible to do so before that. So therefore, I can't really comment on it. We'll have to wait for the 10th. And of course, then the devil will lie in the detail. We do know that in a straight fight, as we now know for sure, it's between the Aam Admi Party and the BJP. Between the BJP and the Aam Admi Party, exit polls may not be able to take
I'm not getting it. What Aarti Cherath is putting a question out.
Last election also, there have been photo finish fights.
Aarti Cherath is putting a question out from our panel. Yeah, Aarti.
Nalin, don't you think you overestimated yourself? Because last year, your main opponent was a faded, decaying Congress party, which was in the grip of a serious leadership crisis. And you thought that because you managed to exterminate the Congress so successfully in both in the Lok Sabha election as well as in successive state elections, so you didn't realize that when you come up against a local leader who actually represents local aspirations, you may start floundering. So I think you overestimated yourself.
Are they just flat?
Nalin also said that they had a bold strategy for Delhi. Bold strategy.
May I, Mr. Goswami, just answer
Sushma Swaraj is 60 days in power. They haven't had a chief minister coming back to power since Sushma Swaraj.
Arti ji, I've got the hang of what you're asking. If I may just try to answer that.
Performance was being noticed. Arnab, that's going to be the real crux for the BJP. Their performance in the MCD was being noticed by people in Delhi. They didn't perform there. People are also noticing the same performance in the center, and clearly all
the
that
question is
during the Lok Sabha
watch it. Let me get the Congress into the discussion. Let me get the Congress into the discussion, because whether or not it is Rahul Gandhi.
May I just answer these 2 points very briefly, Mr. Goswami? Very briefly.
Mr. Kohli, you're getting provoked.
Just one sentence. In terms of overestimating ourselves, as Ms. Jayarath is saying, there could be the other thing, that Delhi is turning more local than we believe it to be turning local, because we see it as the capital of India. So that could also be a counter question.
What do you mean local? Ashish Khaitan is smiling.
Navika is raising.
Ashish Khaitan, why is smiling at that?
MCD, yes, that is something that we will have to assess. If we were not successful in our strategy, because they've been here for 2 terms, and certainly we'll be responsible for the governance or the lack of it if we are providing so.
Ashish Khaitan is smiling presumably because you are underplaying the Delhi election, and Ragini, I'm coming straight to you after this. Yeah, Ashish.
Yeah, I feel you are saying that Delhi has become local and parochial. You think Delhi is in some far-flung corner of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh or West Bengal?
I didn't say parochial.
Delhi is the capital of India.
Sir.
No, just
a second. Please, Ashish ji, go ahead, but I did not call it parochial. No, please don't call it parochial. I didn't say so, sir.
Okay, you called it local.
No, but don't call it parochial. Those are not my words.
Nalin, please.
I said becoming local.
Okay, you called it local, please. Okay, you called it, local. You know, when Narendra Modi ji sought the mandate, and when Narendra Modi ji was given the mandate, the mandate, as I see it, because I have been campaigning extensively, the mandate was primarily on 2 or 3 things. One, that you will finish off corruption completely. And nothing that you have done over the last 8 months that shows that you are even serious in tackling with corruption. I'll tell you why. When an Aam Admi steps out of his home, whether you call him local or whatever you call him, he sees corruption on the street, he sees corruption in MCD, he sees corruption in Delhi Jal Board, he sees corruption when he wants to get his pension sanctioned, when he sees corruption when he wants to get a new water connection. That's his day-to-day life. You may call it whatever you want. 2, you said that there is no corruption at policy making, there is no corruption in Prime Minister's office. I'll tell you, your government is as opaque and non-transparent as was the Manmohan Singh government.